Alright guys, now we have our prep work video. Again, you can segregate the videos so you can kind of go back and forth between them. A little feature that you only learn through time. A little trick that Jake taught me. We got a model for this one, so you don't have to stare at my head the whole time. This is Tommy Muck. Midget Hockey volunteered his time enough, so make sure everybody gives him a follow on his Instagram, his Twitter. He's really into that stuff. Really big social media guy, so make sure you follow him. We got the prep work here. So this is the stuff we have to do to prevent unneeded soreness when doing sprinting and deceleration drills. So we're getting our hips and our legs and all the tension needed in those tendons to be ready to handle the stress, okay? So this is not hard. If you're in season, this will not hurt you. You might be a little stiff in the hips, but after you warm up, it's not gonna do anything that makes you regret doing it, okay? So let's make sure we try to get this in once a week. Some of the stuff you can do at home. Again, just like the warm up. So if you cannot make it in, let's practice it at home. Again, we're gonna work on technique in the gym when you guys get in here. It's to your advantage to be in the gym doing it, okay? So let's, again, you can be in here 5-6 days a week, but let's get it in. First thing we're doing, again, we're household names with some of these, so if you're trying to look up technique online, you may find it, you may not, I don't know. But we're gonna start with a 90-90 wall iso, side lining banded hip flexion, and a 90-90, I forgot the zero there, forgive, hip cars by 5 each side. So we're gonna go to the wall, over by the warm-up area with Tommy.
Tommy, what's your Instagram handle?
I think it's Tom Muck 03.
So we're gonna start by laying on our side, facing this way, Tommy. So like laying with your back to the wall. I'll walk you through this. There you go, so sideways. Yeah, beautiful, good. So we're gonna get spaced out by the distance our foot needs. So you're gonna come forward with your torso. Now if we were looking at the top leg, right, we're gonna want him to be spaced out with his hips. So come forward my way, Tommy. Right there, beautiful. So that we're in a straight line from the knee, hip, shoulder, okay? We're gonna bring the other leg up on top of the foam roller. So we're kind of matching that lunge position like we do in our Bretson stretch. What we wanna do is we're gonna drive our heel through the wall, tension-wise. We're gonna pull our groin down through the foam roller. That's gonna anchor us so we get tension when we bring our hip up. It's like a hip flexor, so like a high knee. So we got that glute push and a high knee position with that groin squeeze while we're doing this. And we can come all the way down so that we're in a kind of a resting position. Now when we do this, we don't want our lower back to kind of go away from the wall when we're pressing. We want to keep it fixed again by keeping our core tight, keeping our glute tight. When you're doing it right, you're gonna feel like your spine's getting taller as you push. So he's gonna push through the wall, pull down, pull up, and get taller through that spine position as he goes. Good, hold it for about 3 seconds and then relax, okay? So we got good tension going back with hip extension and that glute extension. We have a good groin and hip flexor pull on the top leg here. But the big thing is alignment again, making sure that we have that nice alignment through the backside. So you space yourself out by your legs. Some people have longer shin bones than others, so make sure you're taking that in. All right, guys, so that's 90-90 wall iso. Next, we are going to the racks. Part of the strategy in our weight room is make you warm up by putting everything across the gym. So that's why we're doing this. It's not incompetence on my part.
More than a feeling.
So I'll show you the setup, Tommy, so we don't have to get you confused on this one. So we're gonna space out again, just like the last one, so that we're a straight line. With that hip, the hamstring or the band's gonna go on top with our foot, and we're gonna get it on top. When we do this, you're gonna wanna rotate that toe out. We're not gonna do so, we're gonna roll it out like a hip flexor, okay? So let's have Tommy try it out. So you're gonna lay down here, bottom foot's gonna space you out so that heel's right on the apex of the wheel here. Bring those hips forward. Nice tall alignment, right? Good. Other knee comes up like that high knee. We're gonna loop the toe. Okay, keeping that knee straight, driving through that heel. We got straight alignment through here. Now it's just about working. Don't let our toe fly. Let's keep everything in alignment and bring that hip up like a high knee, nice and high. Driving that heel. You should have about 20% effort going through that hip extension, kind of anchoring you with the straight leg as the band works you up here. Really focus on, again, keeping that leg straight in alignment. How's that feeling, Tommy? Good burns? So that's the side lying band hip flexion. 90-90 hip cars, guys. We can use anything from an Eric's pad to that foam roller. Tom's gonna line up so that he's laying in that side lying 90-90 position again, just like we do in your warm-up time. So you can see again, he's getting into that fall down lunge position. This time the leg that's in front is on the ground. He's gonna have good muscle concentration, so you have to kind of connect the brain to the muscle that's working. So how we cue it is get your foot light on the pad, get your foot heavy on the pad. This is a very common drill that you can actually look up. Hip cars, 90-90 hip cars. You should be able to find that online if you need additional cueing. A lot of good strength coaches use this now. Basically trying to get the hips to be stable and control some of that external internal rotation that we use in our hip when we accelerate, decelerate, and laterally. But Tommy's going to put his knee down through the ground and get his heel light as he can, so you're going to see a little bit of lift off. Okay, he's going to hold that contraction for like 2 or 3, and then he's going to push his knee up off the ground or pick it up and then bring his heel down through the pad. Now his torso position, he's worked his way to get here. If this is hard, you can go down to your elbow. You're going to make sure you're going to feel it's a little easier. So kind of fix your position based off of where you're at with your ability level. And that's again the 90-90 hip cars. CARS stands for controlled articular rotations. Again, there's a school of teaching these drills online that you can find as well. Step up isos and dorsiflexion. So we have to set up the step up isos inside our rack. Again, if you can't make it in again, you can talk to us, we'll send you a supplement, but we're gonna get inside of a hex bar. We got a 6-inch plyo box set up in the rack. Basically, this one's just about getting yourself aligned in a position that feels comfortable. Tommy's done this before, so he has good awareness where he needs to be, but when one foot goes up like a step up, you're gonna notice that his shin is staying vertical, and he's pushing through his heel to pick this rack up. So he's not letting his knee take over the lift, he's making sure that hip extension, and he's got a good balanced position mid-foot with his center of gravity and the bar. If we're looking at this as the center of gravity, you're gonna find that thing right in that heel line mid-foot area. So we're just trying to pick up the rack, trying to get that strong extension down and through the ground. Dorsiflexion, we got our feet over the edge. Again, this is something we can do at home. This is kind of to prevent shin splints or some of the stress we're gonna take from sprinting as we increase volume. If you're not prepared to take on that stress, those shin splints are a nightmare. So we're gonna have him point his toes towards me and then pull his toes up towards him. I'm just manually resisting. If you don't have a friend, okay, get outside and meet some people, or else buy a band. The band is really your best friend at home if you don't have anybody else. But you just jam it in the door, tie it off to the feet. But just manually resisting, letting them move forward. We don't have to be mean and kind of resist them fully, just making them work. Once you feel that burn in the shins, you feel in the front of your shin here, let's go past it by about 3 or 4 reps. Okay? RFE's ISO. We're gonna go down into an RFE squat or a Mulgamy squat position. So again, Tommy's a veteran lifter, he knows where he's supposed to be, but again, we have that backside alignment. His shin is vertical, but he's gonna bring his weight forward on his front leg to line up. Tension-wise, what we wanna do is kind of pull our heel back towards us with the hamstring, and you're gonna pull your hip towards that foot by kind of firing your hip flexion. You're gonna get that tension, and then he's just gonna pick himself off the ground by about 3 inches. And just hold that position, maximizing that tension for an entire 20 seconds. You're gonna get a little jiggly in the hip, that's fine, come down to the pad. Once you feel like you got a clean rep again, let's get to that 20 seconds after we get a little break. But you should be able to work towards 20 seconds without there being any air in the movement. So that's our RFE ISO. Our RFE stands for rear foot elevated. Just burnt out that hip, now we're gonna stretch and mobilize a little bit, okay? So big thing on these, anytime we're stretching, especially as a warm-up, we're not holding it, we're not static, okay? We're gonna be in and out of that stretch for about 2 seconds, and we don't wanna feel pain, okay? We're gonna work on technique here. We'll need a strap on the ground for the straight leg. So Tommy's gonna put his hip inside the strap. Gonna go down into a lunge position. He's gonna get his knee behind his glutes. So if you guys are seeing here, he's kind of extended already. He's gonna fix his core tension, fix his glute tension, and then he's gonna drive his hip by pushing through that wrap, right? So we should feel a nice stretch right in the front of the hip here. So he's in and out of it. So we're in and relaxed. We're squeezing things and we're pushing back. We're getting tension about 2 or 3, coming back out of it. Should feel a nice release. If you feel like you're able to extend really far past this, you may not need this. So if it feels like you're really extended, like we're another 10 or 15 degrees back and you're not getting a stretch still, let's not play with this. We should feel nice and loose when we're doing this. No pain, no extra range of motion, okay? So if you have any kind of hip history or anything, I advise not to do that till you get with your coaches. But otherwise, if everything feels good and it feels clean, let's get in here and do this. At home, you can just go without the strap. Just get everything tight, push in and out of the stretch. The strap kind of anchors your hip for an additional benefit, but you can do this in-house and we'll help you. Straight leg hamstring isos. We have Tommy lay on his back, right next to one of our posts. This works on a wall at home as well. Again, this one should not feel like there's any pain. So neurologically, if our tendons are tight, we're gonna be tight elsewhere other than the tension. So big thing is keep that knee straight and just relax. And we're just gonna pull that thing up. And if he gets tension in his neck, shaking in his hip, okay, we don't want to necessarily start here, so we're gonna scoot back a little bit. Okay, so now we have that leg straight, he's completely relaxed. That's what we're gonna set up, okay? We have the off hip bent, okay, with that heel tight to our butt, so our lower back is relaxed. Okay, so those hamstrings are completely shut off. Now we're gonna start at a point of no tension. We're gonna take a nice, okay, breathe in nice and full. As we extend our leg up, we're gonna try to get it so that our knee's completely extended again with our toe up, and on our exhale, we're just gonna pull off with a comfortable range of motion under his own ability level. You're going too far if your knee breaks. So if he pulls fast, that tendon is gonna protect itself by bending. So if you're not able to keep that knee locked out, let's make sure that we're not pulling past comfortable range of motion. Again, no pain, no tension, okay? So it should feel relaxed. It should feel like a good stretch. It should feel like something that we can get in and out of without too much wear. We're just trying to get those hamstrings to communicate that it's okay to get to that full extension. Okay? Eric's Balance and ankle mobs are 2 very easy drills to set up. Really, if you don't have an Eric's pad, just standing on 1 foot on the ground on a pillow at home should suffice in adding a little bit more issue in terms of balance. Here we're going to set up 2 plates on the ground. Kind of like a figure 8. We're just going to cover it with half the foam roller, or the Eric's pad, excuse me. And we're trying to figure out which way. We ideally do these barefoot. We're not going to make Tommy do that today, but if you're in the gym, again, barefoot's an added benefit. But he's basically going to find out which way makes him feel the most uncomfortable on the pad. If his instep goes on that elevated surface, if it's outstep, or if being front on with it is harder. So as he starts, he's going to stand with his right leg, or left leg, right on the pad here. So his ankle's kind of getting pushed out, okay? As he stands up and just holds that position, is that harder for you? If not, let's go face this way, so just quarter turn, same foot. How's this one feel, right? Let's see how that goes. Okay, if that one's hard, and then the last position you can try is kind of going to our outstep, so still quarter turn. And now our outstep's kind of getting pushed in, right? So we have that supination, pronation issue. You can have that ankle stability get worked on. So find the most challenging position. You're gonna hold that for a minute, okay? Each side. The ankle mobility, there's a couple ways to do this. The way that we're gonna set up in the gym. Tommy's gonna wrap, mine first. Tommy's gonna wrap his ankle with the band. He's gonna get this forward to where he wants it, but it's right at the base of his ankle, and his front foot's just gonna go up on this, okay? His back foot's kind of in an extended lunge position, and he's just trying to drive this knee past that toe as far as he can, okay? Should feel like a nice release again. Let's not be there for more than a couple seconds. If you don't have a band or you don't have this set up at home, just putting your foot on a book and kind of using a wall and driving your knee forward should help. Again, if there's knee pain, if there's pain anywhere in any of our stretches, let's not do that till you get with the coach. Let's help you figure out what's going on. So that's our prep work. A lot of stretches and isometrics, not too bad. Again, this is going to help us set up and be successful on our first day of camp, which is June 11th. After you guys get out of school, we'll be reporting to our times. Right now, we're open 3 to 10, Monday through Thursday. Fridays, 3 to 8. Get in to see your coaches during that time at any time you have available, okay? And we'll get you set up and going, okay? Tommy, thank you. Appreciate it. You guys, we got our first day set up.